Sound. We going live now? Can you hear me now?
Now they got sound.
Top secret episode with sound this time. How is everybody in the chat room on this random Sunday afternoon?
As long as we can confirm we got sound, then we're good to go.
Yeah, could
Yep.
someone in there confirm we have sound?
There we go. Now sound.
Now sound?
Now sound.
No.
Oh,
No sound.
yeah, there we go.
Oh, there we go.
Big on
There
the
we
sound.
go.
Oh, Corey's dad in the chat. Always ready to go, man.
Yeah.
Hey, what's going on? Calbert, it's 9 a.m. For really real?
No way.
9 a.m. Where?
Where?
I guess in the West Coast.
Oh, West Coast.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Little Sunday, easy like Sunday morning.
Yeah, a
you know?
little Sunday morning. Have this
Pop
with your
in.
eggs. What's going on, everybody? We're doing a top secret episode. Stupid California. No, California's beautiful this time of year, right?
My parents were just there.
Were they in
Really?
Cali? What
Yeah.
are they doing?
Old
What part?
people stuff.
LA?
Going to- I don't even know.
Mowing the
I
lawn.
couldn't even tell you.
Yeah.
I think they were in like close to LA.
Coachella? They're in
Yeah, Burning Man.
Burning Man. They're sure Burning Man.
Yeah, old people stuff. Burning Man.
Yeah.
Burning Man, you know how it is.
My dad was telling me how they spent $400 on breakfast the other day.
Oh my! What did I get?
It was
Peyote.
his
They went on a trip to go on a trip.
it was him, my mom, his brother, and his aunt or whatever. But 3 or 4 of the group like to indulge, so it was just mojitos.
Was
Bloody
your old man
Marys,
just towing
all-
everybody around?
That's
Dude,
basically.
story of my life, dude.
Yeah.
Apparently, my mom did a shot of tequila, and he's like, "It's fucking 9 in the
Dude,
morning."
what a
I
day for
love
you not
that.
to have the fucking air horn.
Yeah.
It's so good,
I love that.
hilarious. Yeah, just
Yeah.
hilarious.
CSP 192. There you go. A live notification
There we go.
for your
Yeah,
boys here
okay.
at Revival.
All right, you get that
Get
going.
that one
All right,
going.
now we're really
Ready
recording.
to
That's
put on the
already
intro? You gonna
there.
count me in?
We
I
don't
would-
even have the pre-party up. You're good.
We're just going to go
Play the
live.
intro or no?
No, we'll just
All right,
go.
sweet.
Yeah. I'll play the music,
Love that.
and then we'll just go.
You play the music?
Yeah, I think I'm gonna get thrown off if I don't.
All right. Do
Like
it.
my cadence. All
All
right,
right, we're
here
going to
we
play the music.
Full
Everybody get ready.
go. 3. I'm still gonna count down. 3, 2, 1. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. I am Josh Garcia, and this is the Revival Motoring Podcast. As always, I'm joined by Chuck Hu
Sunday.
and Corey.si.
Hello.
Today, we're in studio. It is a Sunday. It is God's Day.
God's plan.
God bless Jordan and the Night Style boys out there at Final Bout.
For real, top 3.
But we are here with our new friend, Dan from Kill All Wipers.
Yo.
He is direct
UK.
from the UK. He's here. He was hanging out with RJ, the Ignition Speed Boys, he actually went and seen Ludwig. So he's been here for what, a week and a half ish?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Something like that. Pull that thing right to you.
Yes,
yeah,
I
yeah,
do.
there you go.
You want to hear that beautiful accent?
Yeah. Matter of fact, I think you second English part, third. No, has Paul McGrath been here?
Paul McGrath has not been here.
Okay, so it's
And
just
Chris
English.
Saunders doesn't count. As
Yeah,
much
Right,
as we
Chris
love
Saunders
him.
is an American.
So it's just English Ben and Dan.
Yeah.
It's
it.
brilliant.
That's
Yeah.
it. Perfect.
We need
Cool.
more English people on.
Yeah, man. If you can understand what I'm saying.
Johnny from Roll Hard.
Okay,
Johnny
as well.
Rollhard.
Yeah, that's true.
Rollhard. Okay,
All
so
right, 3.
third.
Yep. So he's here. We want to talk to him about Kill All Wipers. If you are not familiar with Kill All Wipers, they are a company that deletes wipers, your rear wiper in particular, and they specialize in that. And you've been around for what?
Coming up to 10 years.
That's crazy.
wow.
That's wild, especially to have such a niche product. I say niche. It does one thing, right? But it can cover many bases as far as manufacturers, platforms, things like that.
Yep.
So, all right, 10 years. That's a long time.
It is, dude.
How the hell, where did you start?
So, God, right, we're going back now, bro. I'm
Yeah.
38, so yeah, I'm going back into my 20s.
Right,
Jeez.
28-year-olds. Obviously, I assume you were into the car scene before you had the idea.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I actually came up with the idea. Well, the name for the brand was in actually 2013.
Okay.
And I've always been into cars. my first car, first thing I did was a stereo and a sub. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The usual, I just
little drum and bass.
Still doing it.
Yeah, that's it. A bit of British drum and bass. You know,
Oh my god!
death metal.
All I can picture is Ali G.
Yeah. That's it, bro. So yeah, I've always been into cars. But at 18, first car, just little modifications, getting into it. I wasn't really mechanical or anything like that. And then obviously, fast forward to when I'm 28, I get told. Well, it's actually about 29 years old. My now wife, we got married last year.
Nice.
Turned around and said, we've got a child on the way, and I was like, dude,
Yo.
I'm totally not ready for this. I'd been thinking about doing kill-all wipers for a little while. I was actually going to just sell rubber bungs because that's what everyone was putting in the back of their vehicle to delete the wiper, and it looked shit.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
I was in the fashion trade for about a decade, designing clothes and selling clothes.
Oh,
and
wow.
everything from the start of how manufacturing to selling it to retail, every part of the clothing industry I've been involved with. So I could already design and CAD, and I just designed like a simple little plug basically that my friend's dad machined for me because I didn't have a CNC machine. I didn't know how to CNC machine. And the first day that I dropped the kit on a Facebook forum on a Lupo page was the first car that I did. I sold 100 pieces in 3 days.
Holy shit. On a Lupo?
On a Lupo.
It's such a, I mean, I don't know. Obviously here it's an oddity.
Yeah.
I can't imagine it's the most common over there either.
Yeah, it's pretty common because it's like a first car that you modify if you like 1 litre or, you could get a GTI. So it's like the entry level Volkswagen. That's where I come from, the Volkswagen scene.
Love that.
And dude, I sold all 100 in 3 days, made $1,000. Dude, and then fast forward now, and it's just taken over my life.
Were you overwhelmed as far as shit, I made one, but now you got to
now I've got a measure
machine
up. Yeah. So it was actually crazy. So the first one I measured with a tape measure. So because I'm from clothing, I measured with a tape measure everything. This little roller tape measure the wiper holes. And the guy Bob, who was CNC machining my stuff at the time, R.I.P. He died in COVID. He actually made them out of spec, but it was a blessing because they still fitted.
Yeah.
They fitted perfectly. So then when my next batch of 100 came, there was 100 that were too spec, but they were too big. So I was like, shit. And then my friend gave me a vernier caliper and said, dude, you need to be measuring with like 0.5 millimeter.
Right.
So from then, I've never put that tool down. It's literally in my hand every single day, and I just develop kits, and it's just dude. It's so overwhelming. It's taken over my life. Like it's
which I guess that's a good thing, right?
Yeah.
That's all. Obviously, you had some extenuating circumstances going into it.
Yeah.
Was the plan like, ooh, I want to make this grow, or was it I'm going to do this at the same time and hope something happens?
Yes.
Like, did you have the intent to build it to what it is?
I already, in my mind, had already worked the game plan, and that was what I was going to do. It was going to be branded, and I was in metalcore bands. I was in that sort of scene. So all the branding, if you look at it, like even the name, Kill-All Wipers, Kill-All Wipers is I will literally make a kit for every single car that I can make.
Yeah.
I get people going, oh, what about the front wipers? It's like, it's not fucking stupid. You know what I mean?
Let's not be ridiculous.
I get some people have no wipers, cool, but in the UK, it's illegal. So, I'm not catching no points.
Yeah, and they kind of, kind of help you at times.
Exactly. Yeah,
it's kind of important.
Silly goose activities.
Yeah,
Gooses only.
But from the start, it was always a plan to be branded.
Yeah.
I come from a branded background. I was creating brands for other big companies in the UK, like JD Sports and House of Fraser, all these big chains, and I just loved branding and the whole like hardcore 2004 kind of like screen printed neon colors on black t-shirts, and that was my thing.
Yeah.
So the logo, if you actually look at it, I don't know if you've seen it, the one with the Grim Reaper.
Yeah.
He's actually holding a wiper blade scythe. It's not an actual scythe. It's got a wiper blade on it. And Josh from Like Hell, who now works for LZ, designed that logo in the start, and he only charged me like £145.
Right. It's that. Yeah, it's great. Again,
Yeah.
it's another one of those like, look, 10 years later, look
Yeah.
where people have come.
Yeah, well, now Josh works full time for LZ remotely in the UK.
Yeah.
Speaks to him all the time. Yeah, dude. But from the start, it was always the plan that this is going to be branded. It's going to have a merch line. It's going to be. I'm going to be the biggest wipe elite company in the world, and I know I am.
Yeah.
I am. There's no one bigger than me out there that's selling the units I sell now. I sell thousands upon thousands. It pays for my full family. My wife didn't have to work for a good amount of time, but it's not just been plain sailing. The whole way has just been a grind. I was working a full-time job whilst trying to create the branding and launch the product. I was doing 18 hours a day, every single day for nearly 2 years.
Yep.
So yeah, that was the plan.
So with that start with the Lupo, that went, for lack of a better term, went real well. Almost had a viral moment, right?
Yeah.
What do you do what's your next step?
So I went from the Lupo to the Audi A3. Smashed that one out. And then from there, I measured my friend's Passat. They're all Volkswagens. So I was going through all the Volkswagens range. I'm still kind of living in a rental house. I don't even own a house at this point. I'm paycheck to paycheck still, just trying to survive, dude.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then just kept repeating, rinse and repeat. The way to scale is to keep creating new products, to create a new market, and just keep growing. So I was on a basic big cartel website. I went on eBay. That was just full of fucking messes. That just, I've not received my kit.
Yeah.
And you're just learning the full process, from start to finish, packaging it. Yeah, dude, it's crazy. So after a few years, I realized I'm earning, 4 times my wage.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm going to buy a house based on my salary at work, and I'm going to just jump. I'm just going to, do this shit. And I work from home. So that was the next step. I bought like a really cheap house. So I lived under my means. Like the house was 85 grand. It was so cheap. The mortgage is like £250 a month.
Yeah.
And I thought I just need at least 10 orders a day to survive and be able to pay for my now newborn child. So got to that point, and it just, every year that I worked, it just got, increasing. The business just kept getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And I started doing more trade shows, and then I started building like a car that was just for killer wipers that could be branded. It's crazy. It's such a small product, but this has taken me on the most insane journey.
It just continues. Yeah. And I think you know what you're doing as far as, all right, here, I'm only making this, but you can, again, apply that to many different makes and models.
Yeah.
Did you find when you released a new kit for a specific model, like instantly, existing customer base stood there and it just grew?
Yes. So my recipe was go onto a Facebook forum. Because back in my day when I was into cars, I was using actual physical forums like Edition 38, the Golf GTI.co.uk forum. So that Facebook had kind of evolved to almost like a marketplace of just people, thousands of people from different countries. So like my first week when I started, I shipped stuff to America straight away.
Yeah.
Because I'd done the Lupo kit, but then I did a mini R53 and an R50 kit, and those were already out here. So I started shipping those out. So yeah, it's just overwhelming how far it's come from such a small little side hustle that was literally in the living room of my house packaging these kits that I was getting silicone sealant from like a local Home Depot style store,
right,
squirting it into like a little bag and then putting an envelope and shipping it off. But now I have to order like 20,000 branded tubes with like window bond specific. Like it's increased as it's gone along. It was so DIY.
Yeah.
But because it was new and no one else was really doing it, it just sold. And it's dude.
What were some of the manufacturing hurdles?
So the biggest one was I wasn't manufacturing it, but I was every kit. I'm OCD. It has to be within the spec.
For sure.
So everyone would get measured. But in 2020, I still wasn't even manufacturing my own kits. And the guy who I was using, Bob, he died. So he died. He rang me on the Thursday, And by the following Thursday, he was in the morgue.
Oh,
Oh
jeez.
god, man, that's awful.
Yeah, his wife closed business, just shut down for 4 months. And at this point, I then get 3,000 orders pretty much overnight because everyone's sat at home,
Mhm.
and I've got 1,000 kits. And I basically depleted all stock, and I've got 3,000 customers screaming at me, where the fuck's my order?
Yeah.
So he died the Thursday. The Friday, I went to a place that was selling the CNC machine, and God forbid, it was some guy had left a deposit on it and not taken the machine for months.
Yep.
So I just went in and said, if it can cut a circle, I don't know how to machine at this point.
But
I'll buy this shit right now. And
Yeah.
I'm going to fucking learn.
Yeah.
That's me. If my back's against the wall, like having a child, I think most people, if your back's against the wall, it makes you take action.
for sure.
Yeah.
And I've got such a chip on my shoulder about everything. Like, I'll prove that I can do this, you know. So the machine got delivered on the Friday. I got my friend to pick it up. We literally just threw this machine. I was working from home still. Had like a 3x4 meter log cabin in the garden, and I just smashed through like a grand's worth of material and fucked it all up. And it just got scrapped.
Yeah.
And taught myself to machine, and now I'm really fucking good.
Yeah.
I can get, you know, my tolerances are actually tighter than what Bob was machining, because he had, you know, lots of people. They just thought, what is this thing? They don't
Right.
care
It
about
just, yeah, get it to,
yeah.
right.
Yeah. So then from 2020 to 2022, I spent, again, 18 hours a day on a CNC machine. I had my wife working for me. I had my wife's mum, and I had another friend working for me, packing orders whilst I literally machined everything. And after 2 years, I finally broke this 3,000 backlog. I was literally closing the site, and I was doing a Supreme, so once a month, actually, on a Thursday, I'd open and I'd get 1,000 orders.
Yeah.
I was doing 30 grand a month.
Good
That's
Lord.
crazy. And it's just from, you know, I mean, I think timing of a lot of this stuff, not the COVID stuff, but like of your company, its infancy really was in line with the infancy of how social media grew as well.
Yeah.
Again, being able to utilize Facebook, different things like that. Do you think that's a big part of it? Just
Facebook, 100%.
yeah.
That first week just proved my recipe. That was my recipe originally. I was like, I'm going to go on these forums because no one is doing this. No one's doing this product. No one's directly tied, because, you know, you can put adverts on Instagram, but it might necessarily, you know, now it's a lot better. But
Yeah.
that was direct. This is a kit for this vehicle. There were vehicle specific
Yep.
forums. It's like, dude, I'm going to eat out of this pot.
Yeah.
I'm going to sell this product. I'm going to make the next one. I'm going to keep doing this and build and build and build.
Because it is, you're basically selling something to people that they all want, but don't necessarily
nothing there.
right. Because I even remember with mine, I think I did the Home Depot thing. Matter of fact, I got a little like this little nylon plastic cap from Home Depot, that, and I think I got 2 or 3, maybe 4 of them to try to what one fit.
Different sizes.
You know, this has been, I don't know, 2007, something like that. So, right, get the different sizes, pop it in there with a little silicone or RTV, whatever, and that would work. But it was kind of janky.
Yeah.
Where if you have an actual piece that's
Flush
milled
fitting.
and it makes you feel, oh yes, I want to buy
looks
this
clean.
product. Yeah.
Yeah. Some people don't get it. They just think, you know, my actual boss laughed at me, the guy I was working for. I remember it. He might not remember this, but, you know, like when you were a kid and you always remember like little tiny things.
Yeah,
this,
for sure.
I can see his face every single day. Dude, I've turned over 1.8 million since I started.
Yeah.
Pounds. So maybe $2 million.
Right.
Um,
Which is crazy.
and I got laughed at. So I'm like, cool, dude. I see it. I'm going to smash this. So.
I mean, there's always more cars coming out, right? Are you constantly looking for the next platform?
Yeah, constantly. This is one of the reasons I've come out to America. So shout out RJ, man, because
Big shout
this
to RJ.
guy's put
Always
me
a shout
on.
to RJ. Yeah.
The best.
A lot of people like I approached actually Adam LZ because I wanted him to resell it. The US is big for me, but I want the customer to be able to get it at a better price. They're not having to pay nearly the same amount for the product as it is for shipping. And I want to expand out here because it's such a big market, and I know my product's good. So RJ really has put me on this trip, this 10 days. He got it straight away. I was selling. I approached Adam LZ. I created this coffin for him, like the best business card you'll ever see. You can check it out on my Instagram. It's a 3D printed out of resin black coffin with Color Wipers Grim Reaper on it, fully 3D, magnetic. You pull it apart, and it's got LZ MFG at the top, Color Wipers at the bottom, and it's got the kit laid out in like a piece of foam inside the coffin.
Yeah.
And on the inside of the coffin, it's got like a poem. So I'm ADHD. I think of all these crazy ideas, and on the inside of the coffin, it basically, had a poem like you'd read at a funeral.
Yep.
And it said, like your S15 wiper is dead, but the stalk is poking through. I know you're a sucker for detail because it's chasing perfection. We are too. If you'd ever like to, stock our product, hit us up, sort of thing. And I gave him this. It cost me 1,200 English pounds, so $1,500 maybe, $1,400 for this one coffin.
Yeah.
I flew to Ireland. I paid 250 meet and greet, and I gave it him. And that was in 2023 at the LZ World Tour in Ireland, and nothing. I got nothing back from it, but I know I'm going to chip away at people, and it will work. And obviously, this stuck with him because this year, Adam approached me and said, "Dude, I want to start Color Wipers," and he wanted to get full all of American market, but I had to tell him no because RJ at Oaks Garage had, he'd taken the stock on. I don't know what's going on over at Jimmy's shop, but RJ was leaving, and RJ basically said, he's going to take this with him to Ignition Speed, and Ignition Speed want to sell it. So that was cool. RJ understands it. RJ says to me, this product is, it's really good. We sold, it sold really well, and you deserve to, your branding's great, your product's great. You deserve to grow within this market. And it is cool that, a guy that I've spoken to on email and WhatsApp a couple of times really believed in me.
Yep.
And the brand. And, I get a lot of people that don't understand it. Like, it took 2 years for Adam to understand it.
Yeah.
And this guy's the top of his game, I can see it, but, some people can't see this shit. But, this is why I'm here. I'm going to keep plugging away. I'm a pretty positive guy, I've got Manifest and Track tattooed on my hands. Like, everything in my mind that I see is going to happen, and it's just going to take time, and that's how I live my life, man. So RJ's really putting me in front of people. I've met John Ludwig. I've been down to Oaks Garage, DJ No Way. He's taken me around. He's let me live at his house for no charge, dude.
Fed you some eggs.
Yeah. And RJ's built my new website, which is going to go live hopefully later on this year once I've freshened up some imagery and stuff. So
Oh yeah, that's awesome.
yeah, he's a top guy.
How are you going to handle the influx of U.S. business?
So I've already got about 700K of stock on the shelf that I've been squirreling away and putting on and getting ready to ramp up, because the thing I learned in lockdown was people are fucking horrible. They want,
We all learned that.
they want their shit yesterday.
Yeah.
And if you can't supply the demand,
Yep.
which I couldn't at the time in lockdown, I learned a massive lesson. Like, I could have just gone under, taken everyone's money and gone, fuck this, man. I've got no CNC machine. But I ended up working pretty much for 2 years for free because PayPal brought in like new rules, and many people were bringing claims.
Yeah.
And they were charging me £24 per claim, even if it was delivered.
Oh,
Get the
jeez.
fuck out of here.
Yeah. So that was a massive lesson. It nearly put Killer Wipers under. I
Yeah.
never told anybody. I
You part
literally-
ways with PayPal, or you kind
Dude,
of process
fucking
every.
cut that shit off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Immediately.
Yeah.
Fuck that.
Oh yeah. It's
Yeah.
not their money.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
if I sent you a £3 sticker, lockdown was crazy, deliveries were slow. So
Yeah.
we had in the UK, it was taking 4 months for Royal Mail to process an international order. So I'd drop it off on a Monday, and 4 months on a Monday later, it'd probably get processed.
Yeah.
But within that time, I'm getting thousands of emails. We're a small team, and they just open a PayPal case because it's easier. On the phone, not received my order, done.
Right.
Okay, the order's already shipped, eventually gets to the customer. They get the product, they get the money back. I get kicked in the dick with £24. So I lost the original money, I lost the postage, lost the product, and the £24
Yeah,
fine.
it cost you. Yeah.
Times that by hundreds and hundreds and hundreds.
Oh my god.
Jeez.
Yeah, it's not
Dude, I had
not
the-
survivable.
Yeah, I had the most money I've ever had in the bank, and it went to zero.
Oh my god.
So I was literally operating on no cash flow, just like, what's going to get paid today?
Right.
Got a $4,000 postage bill.
It's insane
Can't
because like
afford it.
the entire world's going through the same thing at the same time.
Yeah.
Where everything's just kind of up in arms, and it's like, yeah, I didn't get my order. It's like, hey,
Yep.
Yeah, but maybe
Give me a second.
Yeah,
maybe some other stuff going on.
have you looked outside? Right. It just have you looked out the window?
Chaos,
you know,
man.
yeah.
No one cares. No one cares.
No one gives
no
a
one,
shit.
no one cares
Like
at
you
all.
said, just hit the button on the phone.
Yeah.
Who cares who's on the other end?
Yeah.
Fuck.
Dude. But people, we thought we were all going to die.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
He's not gonna need
I
the
need
money.
my Wi-Fi to leave.
Yeah, I need it now.
Right.
I gotta see it before I go.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, because at that time, right, nobody actually, it was a few weeks to a month or whatever. It was chaotic and chaos.
Yeah.
And the other thing too is like, well, just look at the tracking. If it says in transit,
Yeah. Well, it didn't. So this is what was happening. So that I would ship it, and it would say awaiting parcel.
okay.
Oh, they didn't
Scam.
process it.
Because it hasn't
at
even
the
processed.
station. Oh.
Yeah.
because they just couldn't
So I
even
think this
keep up
guy's
with that.
scamming me. What
Right.
You know.
Yeah, it's bullshit.
So I've actually because it's actually just me running the company now at the moment. My wife's mum got ill, so she's she left. Leanne wanted to do her own thing because the pressure of that pressure cooker during that time was horrible, dude. Like,
right.
We nearly didn't make it as a couple. We've been together 15 years. So she ended up getting a job, and I just have like my mum comes in. My mum lives with me now, which is pretty crazy. She was supposed to move in for 6 months, and she's been there 5 years. So she does some work for me. She doesn't pay she doesn't pay rent. She doesn't. She pays a little bit towards some bills, and she comes and helps me out.
Yeah.
So I've outsourced some of my machinery. Just get stuff machined elsewhere because I physically can't.
I was just
keep
going
up
to say,
with the
just to
demand.
help keep up with it. Yeah.
Any normal company that
You
has
need
got
a
that much
fleet.
demand. Yeah.
A fleet
Yeah.
of CNC machines.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The thing is that the cost of I've figured out the cost of running a CNC machine in the UK is really expensive anyway. But the upkeep of it, things break all the time. You're smashing through tooling all the time. So it's better for someone who has got more machines, better machines. I've got vacuum beds sucking the material down so it's more accurate because I'm having to measure stuff all the time. It's such a long-winded process. So I've been outsourcing it. So that's how I've prepared myself to kind of go forward, and I'm just keep ordering thousands of kits, different sizes, and keep developing stuff. So hopefully by the end of the year, I might have £1 million worth at retail stock on the shelf. I'm just going to keep going.
Yep.
So,
What is some of the most obscure cars you make kits for?
Dude, what's the most obscure?
I went looking for a 2F Polo. You didn't have one of those.
No. What year is a 2F Polo?
92
Was it
to
92?
94 or something like that.
Yeah, it's like a half moon shape, right? When you take it, is it got like a weird? Once you take the
It's
wiper
really low in the glass, and the body work actually kind of comes up around it.
off. Oh right, yeah. So I do some of the bodywork ones. So you don't get the caddies over here, but I've developed the same process. So it's a kit that fits from the inside out, right? So it's flush on the outside, but you can just paint the kit so it color matches it, so you don't have to weld the full hole up if it's in the panel. But obscure ones, I've not had any hearses or anything crazy.
Okay.
I can't think of anything that's too crazy, dude. Yeah, just
What's one
stuff people are modifying is generally the best ones to start off with. That's true.
Right. Yeah. Everybody's going to be familiar with it, and yeah. Is there one that was just a big pain point?
There was one here. We did a show here. It was at UC3.
Yeah.
I did one in the. It was like, right, let's do a live install at show. Dude, this fucking wiper would not come off. I'm there. I ended up having to take it back to Ignition Speed Shop. I spent $200 on different tools to try and get this wiper off. I had a nut and it was rounded. It was like rusty as hell. And I ended up having to take it back to Ignition Speed Shop and cut the thing off to actually get the wiper off, which is a bit of a pain in the ass. Yeah, crazy. I don't tell my customers this though. So.
What do you spend most of your time doing now?
Generally, it's just all car stuff, dude. We have a great group of friends where I live. One of my friends runs a body shop, who's like his unit's round the corner. The guy next door does paintless dent removal, and every Tuesday we get together as a group of guys. Like you've got a workshop here, and we just work on cars. And we eat pizza. Listen to music.
Keep it simple.
Big
Classic weekend.
Yeah.
That's it. I literally live and breathe cars, man. I've got this much passion for it because I actually love doing it. You know what I mean?
Right.
So the main thing is, cars, working. I put so many hours in that people don't see. Even 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the morning. I just told my wife, you want a 9 to 5 guy. I'm not him. I'm addicted to this. I love it. You know?
Yeah.
And then time with my daughter, dude. She's 9. She's the spit of me. She loves cars as well. Take her to car shows. You know, just trying anything to do with cars is like literally my thing.
Yeah.
And family. So
on your day-to-day stuff, how much time do you put into, you know, pushing the business, the development of the business, whereas how much time you spend shipping, all that sort of stuff, like just the logistics?
Yeah, so every day I do at least from 9 a.m. till 6 p.m. So I usually come in, I'll go through a few emails, and then I'll literally process orders all day. I'm still doing, I really need to get someone else in to do this so I can further the business and work on marketing. But I've got a few good people that I work with. So I've got a guy for like social media content that will just go out, and I'll just pay him like a fee per reel that he creates. But he physically goes out, does it. He'll ask me like what sort of cars you want me to try and film, and he'll go and do all that for me. So I just kind of outsource that. And I just deal with like trying to, you know, grow the brand, speaking with people, you know, the day-to-day stuff. Like I'm still doing taxes, VAT returns. Like I'm wearing all the hats because I'm trying to keep it lean as possible. Because I see a lot, what I've been seeing a lot of things recently is people that have scaled, but they've taken on so many more costs that this profit is like here and they're really struggling. And I don't want to do that because I've been through it in COVID where I was getting the rug pulled from me, and, you know, I don't want to do that. I want to build it into a great place where I can, you know, take people on and they'd be on a good wage and just, you know, live the dream. I'm living the dream, dude.
Right.
I really am. I feel like, you know, I'm not going to a job.
I think,
you know?
and I think you had the foundation built with what you were doing before in the fashion. Like, I think that is a reason it's so successful.
Yeah.
Obviously yourself too, but you know, that helped build the foundation of here's what I need to do and here's how I'm going to do it.
Yeah. So having that recipe, man, and seeing it up here, like it really is. A lot of people around me as well, I've actually given them my recipe, like, you know, how you should build stuff. So I had a friend who I came up with this idea. Well, it was actually someone else's idea, really. It was like a magnetic phone holder thing, but you could CNC it just for Audis with the round vents.
Okay.
So I said to him, I've seen this product, it's sick, but it could be done so much better and it could be branded and blah, 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 blah. Gave him my recipe, and he still does that to this day. And this was when I was just starting Killer Wipers. I was too busy. So he's like, I've kind of mentored him a little bit, and there's another person around me who started doing like magnetic license plates. He saw a product that was shit, but we figured out how to brand it nice, make the product better, like redesign the full thing. And he's just quit his job 2 years ago. He's just bought himself a new M2 comp. And he's fucking killing it. Like he's fucking killing it. He's taken everything in and he's got his own twist on it and he's off. So yeah, it's all about bringing people up around me. And
I was going to say, clearly it means a lot to you to inspire people as well and show them the way. I think because after a decade of, you know, fighting for it.
Yeah. Lessons.
It's nice to see like somebody's willing to share it.
Yeah. I mean, there's enough to go around for everyone.
For sure.
Dude. And you know, I just like to see my friends do well, no matter what. We all push each other. I think in life, if you've got like you guys, you've got a good team of people that are around you that like, they're not jealous, they're not into drama. They just want to, you know, be a good group of friends and big each other up, man, because this world's crazy. Yeah. You know?
Yeah.
And
that goes way further than all the drama and anything to weigh you down. And it certainly does.
Yeah. So that's what I'm a positive guy, dude. I really am. Not had the best upbringing. I come from literally nothing.
Yeah.
And every step of the way I've had to fight to get, even in the fashion trade, I never went to university. I dropped out of college. I'm just ADHD as fuck, and if I put my mind to something, I'll fucking...
Right.
You tell me no.
Target's on it. Right. Now it's... now there's a bit of spite built in.
Yeah, definitely, man. Yeah, fucking... Yeah.
That's awesome.
So... Obviously, the UK market is what the UK market is. You want to expand to the US. Have you looked at anywhere else? Like, you know, you ship worldwide, obviously, but for instance, Australia. I know there's a gigantic car scene in Australia.
I've got a really good reseller in Australia. I've actually made him the main point of contact. So if anyone else wants to sell it, they have to go through Dub House. My good guy, Omar at Dub House. He fucking kills it, dude. He's spending so much money in their summer. It's insane, dude. Like he's selling a lot of kits. I didn't realize how big, you know, you look on a map, well, that country's big.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of modified
It's
cars out
enormous.
there.
Yeah.
And he's expanding and not just to dub stuff, Volkswagen, Audi Group. He's doing BMW, Hyundai, and he's starting to really push more out there. So I've actually got quite a lot of resellers across the world. It's just easy to send them a bunch of kits and they resell it. They make
for sure.
They make a really good margin. They actually make more margin than me. I sell it to them and they make more than I'm making.
Yeah.
But I just want to get the product to people, get a sick product. It's cheaper than buying it direct for me, and it gets to, I get to see it on the other side of the world.
Right. It's there. It still has,
awesome.
it started there.
Yeah.
What the rest of this year? What do you have planned?
Dude, it's gone so fast already. We're in.
It really has.
Yeah.
May 4th. May the 4th be with you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh shit! Is it May the 4th?
Yeah,
Ah,
it is.
no
It is.
way, man. This year's just growth, dude. I'm in America, man. This is it's crazy.
You're in America at a wild time as well.
Yeah,
And you're here. What did you think? You've been here 10 days. Seems pretty normal, right?
Yeah, the taxes seem insane. From what I say, everything's a bit crazy out here. Like the way things are done are slightly different, but I mean, UK is just as batshit. It's, batshit bonkers. Britain. This, we say it's fucked. But the rest of this year, I think. I'm going to a good few shows, so I'm going to go over to Poland. I'm going to go to Ult Race. We've got some good UK shows as well, like Players, Roll Hard as well. I think Ludwig's coming over for Roll Hard as well, so that'll be good to meet up with him. But I think this year I'm focusing on more content. I've realised one thing. Being around RJ and especially the guys at Ignition, they've got a really great group of guys and girls there, and content is. I really put that to the side during lockdown.
Which I was going to say is if you're at this point without putting a huge effort into that,
advertise really,
right?
Yeah.
It just I think it's going to go in a great direction.
Yeah.
Once you start adding that.
Yeah,
I think it's one of our biggest hurdles too. Josh and I were talking about just creating as much content as possible and pushing it out there.
Yeah, I always. Do you ever feel like you want to put something out? It's never good enough, but. So
I imagine that's
you
probably
just kind
him.
of just put it to one side and go, fuck it.
Yeah, exactly.
Need to overcome
Instead of right, because there's way more value. There's way more value into just getting it out there.
Yeah.
Instead of me waiting, dragging my feet for something's 100%.
Yeah.
And that, especially in the past year, I've just tried to get it to that point, get the point across, and send it. Still want to produce quality, of course,
That's
but
it.
at the same time, don't make yourself go crazy.
Yeah, I'm like such a weirdo for it's got to be cinematic, it's got to be this, it's got to be that, and it's not good enough. But I think that's one thing I as a person need to get over that, dude. Just need to get it out there. It is good content. It's just that I'm super critical because it's me.
Yeah.
Most of the people look at it and go, "Oh, yeah, that's pretty good," or whatever. But I think I'm always my biggest critic all the time. I'm
sure.
Not good enough. You need to keep pushing. And I don't know if you guys are kind of the same. Or,
Yeah. And the other big thing too is I like cameras. I like to shoot on stuff, and again, bring the quality. But in reality, it doesn't matter.
It's all just
it truly
viewed on this
crazy stuff is shot with a phone or a small little thing, a GoPro, whatever.
Yeah.
So and putting that out there so that people can see it is more important than what it was shot on. Exactly.
Yeah.
All that sort of stuff.
I feel like with TikTok as well, I think a lot of content is almost throwaway.
Yeah. It truly is.
It's just volume,
right? Because it doesn't. It's not something that somebody's going to walk away thinking about for the most part, watching a movie, right?
Yes.
It's I could recite Pulp Fiction and remember it, but I can't tell you what I watched on social media for the past X amount of, it's entertaining for those 30 seconds, 60 seconds, whatever it is.
Yeah. I think for me as well, getting into stance, that's my thing. I know people like performance or whatever. I had a golf Club Sport GTI I was telling you about before.
Yeah.
It's 500 brake, but it was still on air, and it was still, stance is where I come from. But back in the day, me getting into stance was through American videos on YouTube, which was I think it's Crispy Media and all those guys that basically filmed fucking movies for YouTube, but stance movies. And I feel like that's kind of gone away a lot now. It's
true. It's right.
It's 10 seconds. It's
exactly. It unfortunately has taken the way, because we can say the same thing about magazines.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It was that was me growing up, was just it's have something tangible like that. That's a big kind of crowning achievement if you see something, or a buddy or whatever has something in there. And unfortunately now not the same effect, but everybody's chomping at the bit for that,
Yeah.
Social media
Virality.
thing. Right,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
What are some of the stuff that you're going to try to do for content? Just, I know, like you said before, you were filming an install, different things like that.
Yeah. So my YouTube is already monetized. From the start, I kind of like started to try and do YouTube install guides because I just think that's a great part of the product. It's like I'll show you how to do it. You don't necessarily need to know, much about mechanics, but
Yeah.
so you just need a 13mm socket and XYZ. So I was rolling those out. It's just after lockdown, I was so busy until 2022. I kind of took my foot off the pedal a little bit. But I think this year I'm gonna do. I was actually doing more like of my builds and stuff as well on there because I've built some fucking, I think, cool cars.
Yeah.
Like a Club Sport GTI. The engine was out after 2 years. It was 2 years old, still under warranty. I forged it, big turbo, 500 brake. Front wheel drive. It was an absolute animal. So I started kind of documenting some of that. But I think this year I'm going to go forward. I'm going to do more install guides, more product development, and then just kind of like just good reels, like high quality reels for Instagram, dude. And I'm seeing so many of my friends who are like really putting the time and effort into that.
Yeah.
Just putting out reels because let's face it, photographs get not many likes anymore. It's actually shocking. You can have like
It's crazy.
27K followers and get 100 likes.
Yeah.
What the fuck is
Or
this?
or even we just see the views of how many people see whatever it is. And like I post a photo and it's in the hundreds and I'm like, that's how many people seen this? But then a reel of literally nothing.
Yeah.
And
15
it's just
seconds.
right. And it's just crazy. It's
20,000
X
views.
right.
Yeah.
X number more. It's crazy.
Yeah, so I think that's where I'm really going to focus here is mainly Instagram. But TikTok for me, I'm 38, dude. I feel like it's a younger generation, which is fine. I'm getting older. It is what it is, dude.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm going to focus on Instagram this year. I'm really going to push more YouTube install guides, and we have such a great friendship group that it'd be cool for people to see the different characters in our group because we're all a bunch of dicks, man. Like we're all ADHD, probably borderline autism, just fucking idiots. But we build cool cars, so I'm going to try and focus on that as well.
So what's the craziest marketing pitch you've made? The LZ one is pretty good. Is that kind of the top?
That tops it, man.
Okay.
Building a coffin.
That's such a cool. Yeah.
Have you seen it?
No, I was gonna say I got to check
Dude,
that out at some point.
It cost more than a real coffin. Like, what the fuck? I'll quickly show you it.
You know what I found out that's crazy? People are wrapping their coffins now.
Yeah. Oh,
like vinyl wrapping.
Yeah, I'd have a fluorescent yellow
Dude,
one all day.
I'm going John Player special.
Remember how we
on
were
mine.
talking about Memphis rap?
Yeah.
That's
Skittles. Let me get that
thing,
Skittles
dude,
coffin. Trying to get in the right box.
It's amazing.
I might try and go straight airbrush.
Dude, I'm going John Player special full library on mine.
Yeah.
See Justice.
Let me get the Tic Tac.
Put the dates on there.
Get the Tic Tac.
It's unbelievable. Yeah, it's
Get this video for you.
the coffin business, the wild world.
It certainly is. That whole
We just sell printers to coffin guys.
Could
Go
definitely.
find some coffin guys.
You wrap some coffins. Yeah, I think it could be a whole new market for us.
It
Maybe it's
really-
one Revival Corner.
Dude, imagine how shitty that vinyl could be.
really expand.
It's gonna last like a week. Then you just throw it. It probably is bad. To
Oh
have
my
vinyl.
god, dude. Yeah, this is crazy.
Holy shit. Okay. I mean, you explained it very well. You
have to
still
see
didn't
it.
do it justice.
Yeah, to see what it actually looks like. And well, I'll try to share this on our Instagram.
Yeah.
When you see the
Dude, my man LZ couldn't get back to you. That ain't right.
he's lost it as well. It's
He lost it. No.
he said, "Dude, I
jeez.
moved. I've lost everything."
I was gonna say, I think timing wise, that was probably.
Oh, we gotta post it. That's straight up insanity.
It's crazy.
Dude.
That's so cool.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I'm like ADHD.
Oh, with the magnets too.
Yeah, this is a shit I come up with when I go to sleep.
Dude,
But
right.
as I'm going to sleep, this shit.
Right.
That's straight up
That's a right-
insanity.
Yeah.
Then you
I love
can't go
the
to
foam
sleep.
on it too.
Yeah,
dude.
man. Yeah,
Holy
every
shit.
section of it was like, this has to be presented.
Yeah, it's world class.
That'd be absolutely perfect.
Who did you find? Was it somebody locally who could do the 3D printing and then the foam stuff, or
So this is my good friend Reese from a company called RTA.
Okay.
So he started off doing the airlift management mounts for cars. So like in the UK, we have like the T5, T5 transporter, and he'd basically create a piece that he could mold straight into the dash, like remove one of the vents, and then he was doing like Golf Mark 5, then he was doing like universal mounts, and he was just pumping out these really nice like mounts for you to mount your airlift controller because there was nobody doing it at the time.
right?
And this guy's like insane mold maker, 3D printing, CNC work. Like Reese is a million times more talented than me. Like, this guy should be a multi-millionaire. Like, he's one of my, I'd class him as one of my best friends, but so we basically paid some guy in Fiverr to create. So Josh from Like Hell, who works for LZ, did me a coffin design many moons ago, and we sent the artwork to some guy in Indonesia who 3D turned it into a 3D
to make it
CAD.
into that. Yeah.
And it came back, and it was a full skeleton inside a coffin, every single bone.
No way.
Linked together. So if you printed it, it'd jangle around, and it had it. And I was like, no, dude, we need to like make it solid and split it down. So he went away, but it cost me like $30 to US dollars.
Right. Yeah.
for him to
Yeah.
create
Fire
this
is
out.
crazy.
It's
like,
wild. Yeah.
How's he done this? It's like every bone. Like crazy, man. Like, this guy's dude, crazy. So Reese then, once we'd got like a base CAD for it, a 3D design, Reese then, split it into, hollowed it out, and created the full file. So he did all that, resin printed it, and laser cut bits, and dude, he just fabricated.
It's crazy.
Yeah,
It's so cool.
Yeah.
I wish you would have made two, so you had one for yourself just to keep.
Yeah,
It's such a piece.
Yeah, he is gonna do me one. That was part of the deal. It's just,
hell
he's
yeah.
so
Nice.
busy as well. But that's he's a really good guy. He's inspired me as well, because he's really been pushing YouTube content, and he's doing pretty much full time. He's getting given CNC machines for free, 10K CNC machines,
Good lord.
Right. Just because. Yeah.
and he's Bamboo Labs and all these like big companies are giving him some good amount of money just off focusing on content. So
Yeah.
Sick.
it's good to have people around you who are kind of going through that growth as well. To actually, I could do that as well.
Can make that happen.
Yeah.
We understand there's a niche. We understand you're super hyper focused on the product that you make. Is there anything else you have an idea on that you'd either like to do, maybe even a separate company?
Yeah. I started a small detailing brand in 2020, and I spent a lot of money like getting the products and developing the branding, and but that didn't go so well because lockdown was so busy for me. I basically just wrapped that up.
Yeah.
Sideline that because I'd started it as COVID just went. Fuck.
Right. So yeah.
And I put that to one side, but I don't think I'd ever do that again. I was kind of high on my own supply. Like, yeah, I'm smashing it here. I can smash it here, and But one thing I'd love to do is just have a coffee shop or a pizza shop actually.
Yeah.
Selling really good thin pizzas or just great coffees because they're my two favorite things.
So. Yeah.
I mean, right. If you what do they say?
cafe.
If you have passion for something, it's gonna figure itself
It'd
out.
have cool branding though. It'd have like.
Oh yeah.
The metalcore
Insane
branding,
brand.
Yeah,
slimy
yeah.
pizza or
can
whatever.
Yeah.
It's building the brand section of it that I like doing all of the cool branding and that's the
Right,
bit
everything
I-
that goes
the,
with
the
it,
creative
yeah.
bit, man. Yeah, I
Yeah.
fucking hate standing on a CNC machine. It's horrible.
Yeah. Yeah.
But like all my t-shirts, like I've got like a product range of like garments because that's I come from the clothing
Yeah.
industry, so that's the thing I love doing the most is just coming up with cool, really detailed designs, little tiny bits that only maybe Ireland's know what they mean and stuff like hidden messages and stuff.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, that's the thing I'm most passionate about, really.
So, just a question, just because I'm curious. You didn't go to university.
Nope.
How did you find yourself in the fashion industry? Did you just like the design elements, the idea of designing clothes and things like that?
Yeah, I think what happened was in school I come from a really poor background. Like we had no food in the cupboards when I was a kid. Like it was shit. It was my mum worked 3 jobs. I fucking knows what my dad was doing. It was shit. So I got picked on a lot at school. I got bullied. Like my clothes are faded or whatever it was. So something inside me was like, because I got so picked on, people at my school probably didn't realize they were doing it. Just kids. Kids are fucking horrible.
Yeah.
But internally, I was like, nah, I'm going to go and create cool clothes. So at 18, I actually got a job at Starbucks, but within 2 years, I'd found this like surf store that I really liked, and I knew I could get a job there because, I speak to people. I'll talk to absolutely anybody. And I used to go in this store all the time, and they pretty much offered me a assistant manager's job like straight away. So at 20, I was working in this surf store that sold Volcom, Nixon, all different surf brands. Vans, who was like the biggest seller of Volcom in the UK at the time. So I kind of figured out that if I get into retail, I can start at the base, right? And I'm gonna figure out how this section works.
Yeah, you'll see. Right,
Yeah.
you'll see a lot of stuff.
Yeah, and then my other friend worked at a Manchester clothing company, because Manchester's actually where I'm from. It's called Cottonopolis. It's where all of the manufacturing used to get made for clothing, and it's the clothing, the place for design. And we've got a place called a Northern Quarter. It's for creatives, basically. It's where all the creatives kind of gather in Manchester. And he worked at a clothing brand, and there was a shit job there that I could take. And I knew if I get into that shit job, I will outwork everyone. I'll do this shit. So I took an allocating job, allocating stock off an Excel spreadsheet. So there'd be all these garments in the warehouse, and I just have to go, send this to this customer, XYZ. Within 3 months, I'd been sent to the warehouse to head up with another guy called Brian. That I was under him to head up the warehouse. Everyone had got they got sacked for stealing.
Yeah.
They were stealing all the stock. And at this point, the company's probably doing 5-6 million a year and whatever. So I figured that out with this guy. We basically got thrown into this warehouse. It was like, figure out how shit works, figure out how to book stuff in, because everyone's been sacked, crack on. Figured that out. And I knew that if I stayed there long enough, they was going to launch a website. And that was my thing. I was doing website for the surf store, and I was a creative guy. I could kind of semi-build websites. I'd been a MySpace kid, so I could do a bit of HTML.
Right, yeah.
There we go.
Had your top 5 and a good song.
That's it, bro. Yeah. The Suicide Silence fucking song on there. Yeah. So then I just figured out that if I can work somewhere, I will prove that I am, I can learn real quick. I'm good at picking stuff up. If you show me a book, I'm shit, dude. I have to read the same line 7 times, but if you show me, I'll do it. I can copy you instantly like that.
Yeah.
So I ended up running the website, and I turned that from £50 in its first week with this guy who already worked there, Chris. He's a cool guy. We turned that from £50 in its first week, and I think when I left, it was doing 70K a week.
Yeah.
And the company had gone, they were getting really big. And from there, within 18 months, I jumped to men's sales. And whilst I was in men's sales, every night after work, I would go up to the design suite on the next floor up, and I'd say, show me how to use Adobe Illustrator, because I've got ideas, because I'm ADHD.
Yeah. I need to know how to do.
Show me how to do this. I'm going to go home and I'm going to practice this, and I did that. And so at this point, I'm about 23 years old, and I leave my job as a salesman on a really pretty good wage at the time, to go and start a clothing brand with my friend and his dad. That I just kind of figured it out. All this span of time, like it doesn't. I don't think going to university or college matters unless you're going to be a doctor or a lawyer. I understand that, but I think anyone can do anything if you just put your mind to it. Because I have no certificates to go, woo.
Yeah, there's no
fucking
right.
CNC machine, but dude, I can cut a good circle.
Yeah.
I
think that truly is the one thing I want to relay to my kids is, hey, it's you can do that.
Yeah.
Have that idea. Just the understanding of no. It's not must be nice. It's not, I can't do that. No, you can.
You can.
It's not easy.
Yeah.
And you have to have the gusto to, I want to learn Illustrator, et cetera, et cetera.
And sometimes you got to take, do something you don't want to do to get to the thing that you do want to do.
Right, right.
You've got to grind it out. Shit doesn't get given to you. No one wants to give you anything. The guy at the top never wants to.
Right, he's just handing stuff out.
Yeah,
because
it's
they
like-
probably worked to get to that spot as well,
You got to fight for it, man.
and they just
if you believe
realized it. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the biggest thing, dude. What a positive guest. Great to have you here.
Cheers,
We're
dude.
excited to see where you go in the future. We're gonna get
Before
back
we
to
wrap up, we got to know, what are you driving now?
Oh, you're not going to like this. I've got an R34 Skyline, 4-door, RB25, on air, works, VS XX wheels. I've got a good few sets of works. But daily, you're really not going to like this. I drive a Tesla Model 3.
Oh, so do I.
So does he.
Performance, yeah.
So do I.
Best
was cheap.
Best fucking daily
It's
I've ever
fucking
had.
unbelievable. Unbelievable. Hey, all right.
Dude, honestly.
It's unbelievable.
Yeah, it's so good.
Yeah.
The tech's insane. You can just fucking,
It's
Dude.
incredible. Just daily driver, get in, it's appliance, go,
Yeah.
whatever.
does its thing,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, because like a gallon over here, so you guys do your fuel in gallons, right?
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I just found out that a UK gallon is different to a US gallon. Which
No
is
fucking way,
insane,
really?
Yeah. So you guys
You
pay
guys
like,
invented it.
Yeah, so we're
Fuck, we get a different one.
Yeah, I think we're like 4.5 liters is a UK gallon, right?
Okay.
You
Yeah.
guys are 3 point something, right?
Of
How
course,
is it
of
different?
course we
Motherfucker.
are. Yeah, we're getting stiffed yet
Yeah.
again.
but you buy your fuel by the gallon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We buy
You
it
go
by
by
the
the
liter.
liter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So to fill RJ's cars, like for me, 20 English pounds. Yeah. But that same car to fuel in the UK is 80 pounds.
Yeah, it's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fucking crazy because we have so much tax on fuel tax. So the Tesla's like £15.
Yeah.
You get nearly 300 miles.
Yeah,
shit.
my car is 1470. If you do it from 0 to full, 1476 US dollar.
Yeah.
For I got a standard range, so 272 miles of range.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's cheap.
So
Great.
you got the rear wheel drive standard range.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. It's the Model 3, the refresh, the new one.
Yeah. So 21 onwards.
Yep.
Yeah. So much better.
But yeah, it's great.
Logical choice.
It is, man. Smart
It's
man.
great. It was cheap. It drives me to and from work comfortably. I get to do my job. My wife loves it, so that's
yeah.
it.
Well, I bought two.
Yeah.
Let's go.
you double down.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I've got a white one. I've got the pill white, and I've got the multi coat red.
Yeah.
Both performance 460 brake. Yeah, because
Oh.
you get the bigger batteries. You get the better stuff. Everything's fucking bigger in America. honestly.
Everything is bigger. Yeah,
They're
yeah.
like 500 horsepower.
Have you
yeah.
seen Texas yet? Have you gone there?
Dude,
next
RJ's been
trip.
telling me like taxes for different states if you sell a product within.
Oh,
Yeah.
gee, yeah,
What the
yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
you're
It's
fucked.
a minefield. man.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
I'll leave these guys to that.
Yeah. Again, thank you very much for joining us.
Yeah, it's been awesome.
Truly a pleasure. It's been inspiring, and we hope people can learn about you, your company, take some stuff away. And website's killallwipers.com.
It sure is, bro.
Currently active, or you got stock inventory ready to go?
Yeah, dude. Always.
Perfect.
Sips same day.
As soon as you get home, you'll
Yeah,
get it
dude,
shipped.
I've been away for 10 days. I put a notice on my way. I've got like
Yeah.
hundreds of orders to pack.
Oh, God.
But it's all good. We've got them on the shelf. We're gonna
Yeah.
get that stuff out. But
Excellent.
no, I
Sick.
appreciate it. I know I'm ADHD, so I
No,
probably-
no,
No,
it's the
it's
best.
perfect.
It's
It
the
was
best.
awesome.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, it was truly great to sit down
Yeah.
with you and
No, I
and
appreciate you
learn
guys
about
asking
how
me
it all.
to be on, and yeah, appreciate
I look
it.
forward
Thank
to seeing where it goes.
Dude,
Yeah, me too.
trust me, man.
We got to go to the UK
It's
now.
just- Yeah,
We should go to Roll Hard.
Sure.
Roll
whatever.
Hard's gonna be good, man.
When
It's
is
easy
it?
to get. It's easy to get
I
there.
can't remember the exact date. I've got it on my phone.
We should
It
just
is.
go. I'll go to Roll Hard. Who gives a shit?
I go to Players. I do Edition.
Oh, yeah, I go to
Players
any.
would be
Oh,
great.
Edition.
Players,
Is
bro.
Edition still going on?
Yeah,
No shit.
yeah. The best. I honestly think best UK show is Players.
Mm.
That's
Maybe
my
go to
favorite
Players.
show. Yeah, fucking gangster, dude.
Yeah.
The best quality of cars, like hands down UK show. The rest of them, there is some big shows, but the quality there, like the guys just actually care about the car culture.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The quality, not just some car that's someone's daily that's been wrapped and the wraps hanging off.
Right, it's got bags and wheels.
Yeah.
And, yeah.
We should go to Players, and I'm not a big enough influencer to get into ultras, so
No, no. They hit you with a hard note.
yeah. Plus, I'm a Pollock. They're like, no fucking way, man.
Oh, you Polish as well? Like, you got
Yeah, I'm there for a
Polish
month
heritage?
every
cool.
summer.
Awesome, man.
Tried to get in last year, wouldn't happen. Jimmy couldn't sneak me in. It wasn't right.
Yeah, I paid $250 this year for a ticket for
Yeah.
because last year it was so hot.
You know how much money 250 is in Poland? It's fucking unbelievable.
Well, yeah, that's a lot in Poland. Dude, everything costs like £1. Like steak and
dude.
chips £1.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, it's cool. I appreciate you guys. Thank
Excellent.
you.
Yeah,
Yeah,
thanks for
no
coming
problem.
on, man.
Thank you.
Thanks
Safe
for coming to hang
travels.
No,
And everybody go check them out. KillAllWipers.com and Kill All Wipers on Instagram, all that sort of stuff. And you like this episode, go to our website, revivemotoring.com, where you can sign up for the B4B, check out some of our merch, and all that good stuff. We will see you in a couple days.
Later, guys.
Adios.
Thank you.
That was fantastic, man.
Oh, cheers.